Inside today at Dolphins camp. Welcome to Camp Dolphins All Access. Steve Goldstein along with Kimbo. Camp's done.
Over, right?
We still call it Camp Dolphins, though, because there's just a week to go until tough day in the NFL for everybody. Cut down day. Bo, they didn't practice today. Be back on the field tomorrow. A joint practice in Tampa this week on Wednesday before the preseason finale Friday. Not many reps left for guys to impress.
Yeah, well, when we talked to Mike McDaniel last week, he talked about, hey, I like where my team is. These next couple weeks are all about the fringe guys. The guys are going to make up the roster, that final 53. There's a lot of guys still in camp battling for those positions. There's some guys that are sitting in that locker room right now that next week, that'll be their last time they ever put pads on. And that's a hard thing to walk into a game and feel that way. I've been at that point at one time. And so, this is a chance. This game is a chance. Starters aren't going to play much. This is a chance for every one of those reps that those guys takes is the most important rep that they'll have in their lives moving forward. If they want to make this football team, they got to do it right now. And believe me, I think at this point, you're maybe looking at 4, 5 maybe spots on that roster that you got a lot of guys clamoring after. So this is going to be a tense week for them. It's going to be an aggravating week for them. But look, that's the way that's the way the league shakes out. And then then all of a sudden on Monday, Tuesday, whenever they go, then it's going to flood the market, and then they're going to bring some more people in. So it's a great week for the veterans. It's a great week for the starters, and boy, maybe one of the worst 2 weeks in their life for some of these guys that are fighting for jobs.
Yeah, next Tuesday the cut down to 53, and then you can sign 16 more players to get up to 69 on the practice squad. So the battles continue. Now, not really, I don't think, a battle for a roster spot, but clearly, Bo, it's a battle at that backup quarterback position. Interesting today, Mike McDaniel saying, I'm intentionally putting Mike White and Skylar Thompson in tough situations because as a backup quarterback, that's always what you're in a tough situation. So they're still battling out to see who will be Tua's backup.
If I would read between the lines, I would go back to last week's game. Tua goes out, plays his 10, 11 plays, and then all of a sudden Skylar Thompson comes in. You would have thought that Mike White, who didn't get to start the week before, would have been that guy. I don't know if that says anything, but Mike had to go in the second half with the guys that are battling for roster spots. Now, I think the indication will be who's going to start this week. Is he going to give Mike White the opportunity to start with the guys that are the better players, because in the second half, the quality of the play goes down, and give it to Skylar Thompson. I think if Skylar comes out and goes with the first group, then I think the writing's on the wall.
Interesting that, Mike McDaniel wants to say even things like body language, how you come in and out of the huddle in these tough situations, that's what he's looking for. Tough situation for a guy everybody loves here in South Florida. Real affinity for River Craycraft. He's had a terrific training camp. It really looked like he was the third wide receiver, made the touchdown catch Saturday against Washington, but he is going to miss, in Mike McDaniel's words, some time with an injury. Odell Beckham Jr., McDaniel saying he's confident the way he's rehabbing, Bo, but he's not quite ready to come back this week. Overall, at that wide receiver position, what do you think?
There's a lot of talk about Malik Washington and all the guys. His name always pops up when you talk about that. And then look, it may be a situation where you got Waddle, you got Tyreek, and then maybe there you go to a little more Jonnu Smith. Maybe you get that. Maybe you bring those running backs in and get them into some little check down stuff and some part of the passing game. But they're kind of thin at that wide receiver position. Well, as a running back room last week, we saw they didn't have any running backs left in the first in the second half of the game. So those spots are going to be out there. But this is a time where you'd like to see Odell kind of take a step forward and show that he's got about from this point right now, he's got almost 2.5 weeks before he can, before the first game starts. You'd like to see him be able to at least show that he may be ready to at least participate to some degree when the season opens up.
All right, Camp Dolphins All Access are wrapping up for today, this final week of the preseason. For Kimbo Camper, I'm Steve Goldstein.